Hello wonderful people, Groovy Mom here. Today I'm going to make some pinto beans in the crock pot. Lord have mercy. So of course you always start with soaking and sorting your beans, and you're looking for floaters or defects or rocks in your beans. I don't spend an inordinate amount of time doing this. I maybe should spend more time, I don't know. But definitely after you've rinsed your beans, I shouldn't have said soak because I didn't soak these. After you rinse your beans and look at the water, you'll notice that it's sometimes pretty dirty. So make sure you keep rinsing them until they're clean and just get rid of any rocks or funky looking beans. So now that I have gone through and taken out all the urgly beans, I'm just kind of filling up the bowl again and again and swishing it around, making sure, just rechecking kind of, but then also just rinsing off the beans. And I just have my little colander here, and I go from some cold water, and then I dump it in the colander, do some cold water, swish, 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 dump it in the colander until I feel like things are nice and clean. And as you can see in about a second here, I am maybe in the corner, I am wearing my pajamas because I am starting these nice and early because they do need a decent time to get nice and tasty in that crock pot. Is my onion and my jalapeno, and I have my garlic, but we're going to put in the onion and jalapeno first because the garlic is more sensitive. It's a sensitive little gal. It's tender, delicate, like me. Alright, as you can see, I already have some water in here. Trying to, there, that's a little better. I already have some water in here, not all of it, but some of it. And now I'm going to transfer these veggies around my tripod and in here. One of the nice things about this is that they're warm, so it helps warm things up faster. I already have my crock pot turned on. If you wanted to maybe cut a little bit of time off your cooking, you could use hot water instead of starting with cold. So what I have is I have 2 pounds of pinto beans in here, and so I went ahead and just kind of doubled up on the water. The 2 pounds, think about a cup is about 2 cups, a cup of beans. So with my 4 cups of beans, I'm using double the water plus a tiny bit more. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. My beans are covered. You can always add while it's cooking too. Some people like to have the gravy with theirs, the sauce. I'm not as much of a gravy person. Now, it's not just water. You can use a veggie broth, anything like that. I have this better than chicken bullion, and that's what I'm using. And I don't really measure, I just kind of dump it in there. But you could just use water. The bacon grease makes a wonderful difference. And so I'm just going to stir that around. That'll incorporate as everything warms up. And then for my spices, I have about 4 bay leaves here. I kind of just, some of them are a little bit broken. And then I have about 2 teaspoons of oregano. I did a little bit of cayenne, so I don't know how much that is, maybe half a teaspoon maybe. About a tablespoon of cumin, and then I have some ground black pepper there. And I also have some extra garlic. I I did 3 cloves of garlic that are clove cloves, but I'm adding this in because sometimes I feel like with garlic, like fresh garlic, it's not always as pungent, and I really like garlic. So I'm just going to throw all of that in there. If I weren't filming and putzing, this would take very little time. Probably the most time you take is maybe sorting the beans and then getting the veggies ready, but that's it. So if you had, you know, ham or something, you can throw that in here. I am just making plain old beans, and now I just let that sit. Now it's just gotta sit for, half the day away, about 8 hours maybe, and then we'll come back and see what she looks like. Actually, this is not a she, this is a he. I have a feeling these beans are a he. Hello, hello. So I am about halfway through the process of the beans. I think, well, maybe a little bit more than halfway. I started at noon and now it's 6 o'clock. And here's how they look. About an hour ago, I'm gonna stir them up a little bit. So see how some of these are lighter colored. Now, the other thing I'm looking at, gosh, I think I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of water, maybe a tiny bit more, just to kind of keep this covered. So maybe like a cup. They are getting softer, but they're definitely not there yet. Where are you walking to? Oh. Okay, so I did smush some of these. I don't know if it was recording or not because it suddenly shut off on me. But they're getting pretty well done, and so I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on low and let it go for a few more hours. They're gonna need to be seasoned a little bit probably after, but we are actually having these tomorrow. We're not eating these today. We're having these tomorrow, and then we're also going to, I think your phone's ringing. We're having these tomorrow, but then we're also going to, I'm going to freeze some of them. So that's part of my point in this. And I don't know, I might do that other batch because they sprouted. I was going to put them in a can with one of those air oxidizers, but I don't know if I'm even going to do that. So anyway, I'm so excited. They smell, our house smells yummy. Why does the tip of my nose look red? Oh, did I get lipstick on it? Sadly, this is the only thing I have of my pinto beans, and it looks a little bit like poo on a platter. But there's some cheese in there, and there's some rice, and it was absolutely tasty. And I think we had a couple meals made out of it, and I think I still have a little bit frozen. So give it a try. It's a cheap and good meal, fills you up, tastes delicious. All right, peace be with you.